Merry Vidmas, everyone! In this video we'll be doing Vidmas number 3. This is a pre-recorded video that I was preparing from Gemcraft Labyrinth. It was not intended to be part of the Vidmas series, but it is going to be part of the Vidmas series because it's just too good to hold out until after Christmas. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to always subscribe, hit that like button, tickle that bell, and leave comments below. Catch you later. G'day guys, how's it going? It's CastleGate here, and today I'm going to show you a very quick video about how to go ahead and set yourself up early on in Gemcraft Labyrinth so that you have more than enough wizard level XP and skill points to be able to basically coast all the way through the rest of the fields in the labyrinth. First things first, start a new game. Then click through the tutorials until you can start the first field. Start the first field. More tutorials, keep clicking. Go ahead and create yourself a jewel gem with 2 different colors for those jewel gem bonuses. And start the waves. This early in the game, your gems are actually a little bit more powerful than you might think because the waves of monsters are actually quite weak. Their hit points are practically nothing, so don't be afraid to go ahead and send some waves every now and then a little bit early. Also, for a novice amulet, don't forget to anger 1 wave of monsters. And there's no need to go ahead and upgrade these gems. All you have to do is just go ahead and duplicate what's there a couple of more times and fill up 3 towers that you get for free at the start. That's it. One last thing. After you send all of your waves, wait for the ability to go ahead and create a amplifier like that, and make sure you fit at least 1 gem inside it for another novice amulet. Early on, it's really good to try and get as many amulets, be it novice, journey, or battle, as much as you can, because that all adds up to more XP, and XP early on like this is really important. Next, what you want to do is not be tempted to go to the right and try the field with the Bloodbound gem, because Bloodbound, while it is broken and we will be taking advantage of it early in our journey, we don't want to take advantage of this field. Instead, there is a better field to take advantage of, and that is field E13. So go to the left, check your settings to be like this. Make sure you put as many skill points as you can in focus and replenish. And if you've got any extra and you cannot sync them any further because your wizard level is too low, then just put the rest of them in readiness. More tutorials, click through. Go ahead and create a jewel gem again. And from now on, instead of upgrading this gem, you will constantly merge pure yellow gems of the same grade with your existing gem to upgrade it, because you want that yellow component to be more pronounced than the cyan, because honestly, the cyan component sucks. Now the strategy is actually quite simple. It's going to be rinse and repeat between a few different fields using settings that are similar to these until you can afford to go ahead and put down even more settings without overextending yourself. Giants every second wave means every second wave you're going to be angering them. Giant waves are great to anger because they give a lot of value back in terms of mana after killing the monsters. They have a really good amount of return on investment, bang for your buck if you will, for your mana spent on your gems that you use to anger those waves. However, if you do the same thing for your normal monster waves or other monster waves that are not giant, where there's lots of monsters, then your return on investment is actually quite weak. In fact, it's not really worth it. So only focus on angering giants, and don't do what I just did, which is to overextend yourself. That's going to hurt. Told ya. Okay, take 2. Things are looking a little bit more normal now. Just make sure we put some amplifiers around this guy to make him fire a little bit faster. Remember to anger those other waves. Don't use grade 2 gems. It's too early for that. Just use grade 1 gems. Don't be afraid to move your gem around a little bit. If it's not firing, then it's not being used. Grade 6 gem. Now we're talking. Or are we? That doesn't seem so powerful. Okay. Those are strong monsters, but amongst the amplifiers, it's A-OK. Don't underestimate amplifiers, even this early in your journey. They can be quite useful. But they're not that useful, so don't invest too much in them. You're much better off investing your money in advancing the gem that you have. And that's that field down. Too easy. More tutorials. And now we have E13. Perfect. Okay. 20% more. Giants every second. 20 extra waves. Why? Because even though we're not doing endurance, we still want to set ourselves up for endurance, which means we need as much wizard level as we can get. So, crank those battle settings up as much as you can, but not too much. Don't overextend yourself. 50% if you're feeling brave. 20% is probably a little bit more realistic. I'm stupid, so I'm going to do 50%. Crank up the focus, crank up the replenish, get rid of the readiness. And same strategy as before, only this time the red component is the yellow component from before. You want to mix in more red, except you don't want to do that early on. Red gems are bloodbound, which means the more kills they make, the more damage they do. So the best value for money is found by taking advantage of this mechanic on gems that are of a low grade. So just make lots of little ones. Only upgrade them if it seems like they're struggling to kill giants a little bit too much. And don't worry about trying to anger giants a lot to the point where your gems just barely kill them. You'll have more of an opportunity to do that later on. Right now, just chill out and beat the field. Don't forget to take out this monster nest because it's a pain. It allows some of the monsters to go ahead and skip about a third of your little maze here. We don't like it. Take it out. Looking good so far. Just remember, you do get a battle amulet for going ahead and sacrificing a gem of grade 7 or higher on a shrine, so may as well finish it off like that. Too easy. And now that you have more wizard levels, basically, all you have to do is go ahead and do something similar here on this other field, H13, that has Bloodbound on it. Basically, you want to keep up this little game until you can unlock a little bit of skill points for Bloodbound Mastery. You need a minimum wizard level 12 to learn this skill. Right now, we are not there. So, just keep on grinding away on some fields until you get to that point. Then, when you are there, put as many points as you can into Bloodbound Mastery and use exactly the same strategy as I just showed you back onto field E13, along with unlocking the chain hit gem to go ahead and essentially beat Endurance. Believe it or not, even with a wizard level of 21, only 21, I beat Endurance on field E13 using that exact same strategy that I showed you, where I was able to somehow make a minor mana farm that eventually, after a lot of struggle, was able to net me a runaway effect that allowed me to dominate that map and beat all of Endurance, all 1,337 wave stones. That's essentially it. All you have to do is beat this in Endurance, and you'll get roughly, depending on your battle settings, if they're similar to before, only with Endurance instead of the plus 20 waves, then you should net around, give or take, something similar to what I got, which was 179,000 XP. For just Wizard level 21, that is a huge jump. It took me all the way to Wizard level 40. And then after that, I did the same trick on another field up here. I think it was I11 or H11. One of these fields also has a couple of gems that are really nice colors, and I was able to beat Endurance on that field as well, using similar battle settings, maybe slightly more powerful, and then I was able to jump my Wizard level to level 80. So then I went back to field E13, and I went ahead and beat Endurance with even stronger battle settings, because I was able to afford to go ahead and put skill points in quite a lot of stuff at that point. The battle settings were cranked up even more, and I ended up beating this field with something along the lines of around just shy or just over 1 million XP. This save here is the save where I was able to achieve this. Have a look at this. By playing this field and this field, this is the one. Multiple damage and mana. No, this is not the one. One of these other fields has a rather high... I think it was this one. There was another field. But anyway, long story short, basically you go back and forth between fields E13, M1, C12, and I think there was one more, and A10. You can continue to go back and forth between these fields and constantly beat them, cranking up the battle settings even more and more and more until you get an insane wizard level. I've got a wizard level of 1,136. And by the way, just in case you were wondering, to unlock field M1, all you have to do is beat something in the order of around, I think it was 200,000 monsters throughout your journey. By beating Endurance constantly in other fields, you will just unlock this one naturally. And you want field M1 because it is a corner field, and its field-based XP is much higher than the field-based XP for any of these other levels down here early on. Once you get to this point, then, well, let me show you what your skills look like. Your skills look something like this. This is quite substantial. And now, from this point onwards, I could just go ahead and quickly beat any other field within the labyrinth all the way through to the end and beat it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this early game strategy. Let me know if you've got a better strategy or an improved version of this strategy. I'd like to hear it, and you'd like to hear it as well. So, I look forward to seeing your comments. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, slap a like on this video or a dislike, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.